The pros and cons of selling new homes. Get a sneak peek of our real estate sales builder course today on the Wandering But Not Lost podcast. And now your host, Jen O'Brien and Matt Emerson. Well, welcome everyone to the WBNL Wandering But Not Lost podcast, where together we align, connect, and prosper. This is episode 298. You can find all those show notes over at WBNLpodcast.com. Today we are going to give you a little sneak peek into our real estate sales builder course. This lesson is actually from our buyer module. It's called the pros and cons of selling new homes. We're going to discuss obviously the pros and cons of selling new homes, but we're also going to jump into the top tips for adding new construction into your residential toolkit, how you actually engage your buyers and talk about the differences between buying new and buying homes that have been around for a while. And then we're going to dive into some really clever ways that you can lead generate out of the new home market. Selling new homes is from our real estate sales builder course. We're going to give you a sneak peek into that today. This is from module 4, working with buyers. There are 12 modules in our real estate sales builder course, over 119 videos, over or nearly 100 downloads available for you as well in this course. This course really is designed for anybody that's ready to really take their business to the next level, to make sure, and kind of starting from a little bit from the beginning, so you make sure that you have a strong foundation built, and then it walks you through the nuances of everything throughout your business. We talk about working with buyers and sellers. We go into the business planning process, marketing, social media, listing presentations, farming strategies, lead generation. And then ultimately, we talk about how you actually can take your book of business and package it to sell as an exit strategy when you are getting ready to retire from real estate. You can find all sorts of great information about the real estate sales builder course right up here. I'm going to put it up there in the top of the video here over on our playlist on YouTube. Different videos that talk about each one of the different modules and what's included in those modules, and then just an overview of the entire course. So go check out Real Estate Sales Builder right up here. Click that little button and it'll take you over to our playlist on YouTube. So now let's turn it over to Jan from Module 4, our lesson on selling new homes.
Welcome to Module 4. This is selling new homes. Want to include a lesson here in case you have new homes, builder construction in your area. So I want to start out by talking about the pros and cons of selling new homes. So let's go through the pros first. It's not a complicated sale. As a matter of fact, it's one of the easiest sales that you can make because you're going to be working with a builder's agent who's going to write the contract. Now you need to be there if you're writing a contract with a client. You don't want to completely turn them over to the builder. You want to be there as their advocate, but it is not a complicated sale. New home models show great. Let's face it, the builders have figured out how to have their homes look wonderful, from everything from 3/4 scale furniture to the way they're professionally decorated. They spend tens of thousands of dollars decorating their models, removing doors, making them look bigger. It's all about lighting, and people are emotional shoppers. We all are, and you fall in love with the new home model. And I personally have bought a brand new home, and I'm telling you, you fall in love with the way a house looks on the inside, and then you buy a bare bones and think that you're going to make it look the same. So they're very well done, right? New home sales agents are generally well trained, and I really think that they're good at helping convert the sales. As a matter of fact, with my experience over the years and working with a lot of new sales agents at new home builds, they really want you to sort of get out of the way and let them close the deal, okay? Because they really do sometimes go through way more rigorous sales training than some agents do themselves, all right? So that's one of the tips that I'll be talking about here, how important it is to develop relationships with new home builders, particularly the sales agents. They want to make sales. They will reach out to you when they have deals fall out. You definitely want to work on that if this is an area that you want to specialize in or niche in. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits to the buyer. This is probably the biggest one. No one has ever lived in the home. Trust me, builders are really advertising that. This is probably the biggest reason why people like this, is that no one has ever lived in the house. There's not anything weird in the home. It's not used, right? And they're going to be the first people to live in it, and they're going to get to the next benefit is choose the upgrades and the options that are going to suit their needs and tastes. Now, with that comes the price tag. So a lot of builders are selling on a base price, and then the options are where things get crazy. And as I mentioned, they fall in love with the model, then they want the things that they see in the model, and trust the model definitely always has some of the highest options and upgrades, which is where they can make that additional upsell money. Another benefit for buyers, builders are building eco-friendly homes that are the latest tech, energy efficient homes. Builders are designing things based on trends and what people want at the time they're building. So that means floor plan designs and options. And as we're recording this now, it's different than it was 5 or 10 years ago. There's more people that want a multi-generational type of floor plan. That's become popular, where more than one family unit or generations of family can share expenses. Or more open floor plans, to being able to have different options, additional bedrooms and so forth for people's lifestyles, right? So that's what's also cool for buyers. The builder's warranty is there as well. There's generally a 1 year, maybe a little bit longer for things that are in the components of the home, but then they're going to maybe have a structural warranty that can go up to 10 years, and roof and so forth. So these are some of the benefits for buying and for your buyers and for you to work with new homes. What are some of the negatives or the cons? You may have low inventory or not much new construction in your area, so this may not be a viable niche for you to work. Generally speaking, you're going to see higher price per square foot for new homes than resale homes. It's just historically the way it's been. It's definitely a longer sales cycle, okay, depending on whether or not your client buys a lot that needs to be built out versus a standing inventory home. It could be 6 months plus before that home is built, sometimes longer. Just depends on the area. It could depend on everything from labor shortages to building materials to weather that can delay that. When you write a contract with a new home builder, they won't give a specific closing date because they know the variables. These variables could change things. They generally have we have about a 6-month build out, and your clients and you are waiting for that home to be built. And that's when you're going to get paid, generally speaking. I have seen times where some builders will pay a portion of the commission up front, but I would say 90% of the time it's going to be when it closes. Not all builders pay the same commission, or some builders don't pay a commission at all, so you have to become aware of that. Use tools that are available in your area. You may have something called New Home Source Professional in the U.S. That a lot of the U.S. MLSs are partnered with. There might be other things that are available to you in your area or province. So become aware of who is paying a commission, offering a commission as an incentive to sell their homes. The client may go to a new home site and register without you, so you have to avoid that by making sure you educate your buyers. That's why we included that, if it's applicable to you, in your buyer consultation. You have a whole section on new homes and the benefits of why somebody should work with you and not go directly to the seller. Okay, the seller meaning the builder. Now, I just want to talk about one thing right here, and it's a myth, and I wonder, it's worth repeating. Okay, many people believe that they will get a better deal if they go without you to the new home builder. And honestly, the truth is, the builder does want to work with agents. Now, I have seen it in my experience. When a market is really hot, they may change the fees, the commission co-op that they give to agents. But for the most part, the national builders want to have a great relationship with agents because they need our help in the long run in all cycles. Now, that being said, it's not true for everyone, so just be aware of that. But the point I'm making here is the conversation you must have with your buyer is that no one is looking out for their best interest when they go directly to the builder. The builder's not going to give them a deal because they are saving commission because they didn't bring you. They want to keep their prices where they are for appraisals. They're going to offer the same kind of deal and builder incentives, generally when it's tied to using their mortgage, their preferred mortgage, and sometimes it's in their company, just another branch of their overall corporation. So you just need to make sure your client's aware of that. If they go without you, no one's looking out for the best interest. That agent is looking out for the builder, and that needs to be part of your consultation. Now, another potential con, all builders are not equal, not just when it comes to paying co-op, but the quality of construction and their overall service. So get to know that. Look at reviews online. Become aware of the reputation of the home builder. Upgrades aren't cheap, that is for sure, and people are going to be paying top dollar for everything from lot reservations and views to whatever, upgrades on flooring and cabinetry and so on, add-ons that they're not going to be able to recover 100% when they go to sell it, okay? People are getting upgrades for, you have to help folks see that upgrades are for what they want and for their enjoyment. Yes, upgrades are going to help in the overall valuation when we look at a range of what a house is worth. There's the low and the high end. That's going to help them, but it's all about enjoying, right? That's what it should be for. Enjoying getting in a home what they want. All right, so this is a little bit on pros and cons. So let me go now through my top tips for adding new construction to your residential toolkit if it's applicable for your area. Number one, preview new home communities, period, full stop. You have to know the inventory. You have to know the resale inventory, and if new homes are big in your area, you must understand who the builders are. You need to understand each of the communities they're building, who the builder is, what kind of incentives are they offering, do they have standing inventory, and obviously, do they pay a commission, what is it? What you need to go and go out and visit the on-site sales agent, get a copy of their brochures, any of their sales materials, they'll provide all that to you. And start building that up and keeping a binder of that information so you can go to it when you have a client who's looking to purchase new. Number two, meet and build those relationships. I mentioned it a moment ago. This is powerful. Go out and just do your thing. Build rapport, introduce yourself, find time to see if the on-site sales agent can work with you and just tell you about the property. Let them know you're really working on wanting to bring people out and you want to get up to speed with it and work with them and collaborate with them. So let me go through a couple questions that you can ask, and we've got a download for you that you could use as a guide, okay? That you print this out and just once a week go out and take a look at new homes, okay? And get these questions answered. Number one, what's their registration process? Can you register a client online? Ask this question. They're not all the same. How long is the registration good for? Sometimes it's only good for 30 days. Sometimes you need to renew it. Some builders will work with you. Some builders will work with you if you call and say, my client wants to come out before I can meet them. Let me register them online right now. Some of the builders will work with you. Some require that you must be present with your client on the first visit to earn the co-op. So you need to know that. Next question, do you have to take them to the community or register them in person? Oh, another good one on the registration process is, if it's a national builder and they have multiple communities in your area, find out if that registration is good for all the communities by that builder, or you have to individually register and follow their process for all of their communities. Obviously, you want to find out what the commission is and find out if it's paid on the base price. Normally it is. Occasionally I've seen a builder pay the commission on the upgrades, but you're generally going to see it on the base price. All right, now you need to find out about the community. Are there any special fees or HOA fees or master plan or CDD fees? Any other fees, what are they all about for that community? And what are the benefits, right? Obviously, what does the buyer get for those master plan community fees? Do they have any standing inventory, move-in ready homes or properties that are being built and available and haven't sold yet? This is huge. When you get to know what the standing inventory is, this is where you can do some advertising, and you would know about the inventory that's available if somebody can't wait 6 months for a build out, all right? And again, once you get into great rapport and connecting with these on-site sales agents, get on their mailing list. I get text all the time. Just got one yesterday about a property that came back on the market because of following these exact strategies that I'm sharing with you right now. All right, are there any current buyer incentives? These can change from time to time. So as you're learning about the communities, you want to find out, are they paying any closing costs? Are they willing to give any credits towards upgrades? These are generally what you're going to see, not price reductions. The only time I generally see any kind of price reductions for new homes is if they're in a market where they're not moving the homes and it's near the end of the month or even near the end of the year. They might reduce prices to get it off their books, but for the most part, any incentives are going to be in closing costs, upgrade credits, and they're generally tied to using the lender of choice. You do want to know what their typical build and delivery time frame is, and then just get the sales agent and with their brochures and so forth to find out what is included in the base price. versus what's an upgrade. And this varies from builder to builder, right? So they generally have all this material available for you, but you can certainly ask these questions, all right? So that's what you do on site. And as I mentioned earlier, you always must discuss new homes during the buyer consultation. Make it a part of it just by simply saying, have you considered new homes? And then you can walk through that process of why they need you as their realtor so that they have an advocate, okay? And everything I talked about earlier there, okay? The fourth thing I want to chat about here regarding new homes is you do have some opportunities to advertise new homes for lead generation. You may need to get permission from the builder. If you do have New Home Source Professional as a tool in your area through your local MLS or association, you can actually advertise and share those listings on Facebook and social media and do some advertising and using their photos and their information, and it comes with a website that you have and so on. So check that out and see if you have something like that, or you actually have New Home Source Pro. But there are some great things that you can do if you start collaborating with these on-site sales agents. Find out what their rules are for advertising. They may let you advertise without quoting any prices, but you can do things like talking about the general features, price ranges, hey, there's standing inventory, up to interviewing the agents, to, creating a video tour, if you will. Find out what you can do, and these are all things that you can do to potentially build some lead generation. You could write a blog post about it as well, okay? So all in all, new homes, if they are in your area, are definitely something that you want to include in your residential toolkit. You're going to just have to also get up to speed with it and go back and take a look at the tips that we've covered in this lesson and the downloads that go with it that will help you add this so that you can speak intelligently about all types of residential properties that are available in your area. All right, join Matt in the final lesson of this module where he'll bring it all together for you and cover the Let's Get to Work checklist.
Well, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into our real estate sales builder program. Selling new homes can really be a great way to, add to your book of business if you have new homes in your area. Anyway, you can get all that information, like I said once before, just go right up here, click on over to our playlist on YouTube, and we have a plethora of videos over there that really dive deep into what real estate sales builder is all about. And until next time, align, connect, and prosper.